This is an important quarter, but the first quarter of 2024 kind of summed up the EV story. Are you in the concerned about Tesla camp?
I think I'm in the wait and see how Tesla does. And if you look at the market globally, it's getting more competitive. The number to really watch is that 423,000 units. I could see Tesla being pretty flat. We've seen in the US, for example,
That's what they did in the first quarter of 2023.
Right. Year on year being flat. Even you've seen some estimates of a decline of about 3 percentage points as a possibility, down to about 410,000. Deutsche Bank had Tesla at 414,000 deliveries. I would bet more on probably the, I'd say, bearish delivery side, just because of the number of issues they've had. You look at not only China and competition there, but in Europe, Tesla's Gigafactory in Berlin saw a slowdown due to some outside issues that Elon Musk flew over there to help deal with afterwards. So you look at China, a lot of competition here in the US, Model 3 refresh, Europe issues, so nowhere is going particularly well. That being said, Tesla is still likely to outpace BYD in terms of its fully electric vehicle sales this quarter, given, even if Tesla hits about 400,000 units.
Let's go into the context here.
Yeah.
If we do see an actual year-on-year decline, how unheard of is that for Tesla?
The last time that happened to Tesla was in 2020 during the pandemic.
Right.
And then I went back in the data, and before that, you have to go back to 2014 to see a slight decline year on year. In general, it's been flat, or Tesla has seen a lot of growth on a year-on-year basis. Elon Musk has said we're in between two waves, and so the question is, what happens this quarter, and then what does Tesla do to correct it moving forward? Because again, they haven't given a kind of guidance of delivery for the full year, which you typically see automakers do. And you want to see that reassurance if you're looking for the EV sector to grow. Tesla was about 46% of US EV sales, which was actually the lowest in 2023 on basis. So they're becoming less important to the health of the overall US EV market, but still important to the global EV market.
Okay, last Thursday, in the Bay Area, in an undisclosed location, I went and picked up a Model Y. I did it. I leased one. I leased one because I needed a new car, but also it was astonishing. The federal tax credit in the lease context, but also Tesla's own incentives. They always do this at the end of a quarter, and they warned us that April 1st prices would go back up. They did. I woke up this morning and checked the website.
They made a good deal.
But you talked about between two waves. I debated, as you know, because we discussed it for a really long time, do I need a Model Y? Does the Model Y work for me? I think on balance it did. For many consumers out there, this is really complicated. They look at the vehicles Tesla offers and say, I don't know that I want a Model 3 or Model Y. I can't afford an S and X, and Cybertruck, don't even get me started.
Well, there's only so many Cybertrucks being built yet. Yeah, you got to get on the pre-order list. I think the other issue is you look at the Model Y and the Model 3, they're really close in price now.
They are.
So if you are looking at a 3, why not just spend a little bit more for the Y for more legroom and more space? With the next generation Tesla vehicle announced for production sometime next year, you want to make sure you're not cannibalizing the 3. Because right now, the Y is the best value out there, not just in the US, one of the best-selling vehicles in the world.
But then let's get that broader context of competition. You mentioned BYD and how they're managing to ramp up in terms of market share. But over in Europe, you've got BMW coming out with some really extraordinary electric vehicles. Overall, is competition now something really Tesla has to be sitting up and aware of?
Yes. I think China, it's the most intense. China, you've got a bunch of different automakers competing in a real way, and consumers there. I think BYD has even said that EV sales should be about 50% of all car sales in China in the next coming few months. Everywhere else, Tesla has a bit more of an advantage in terms of time, but everywhere it's ramping up. I'm looking forward to those BMW EVs next year. That should be the new class making waves. And they're big here in the US too. I mean, they were about 20% of all BMW sales last year in the US were electric. So it's not just a Europe thing, not just a China thing. Tesla has competition everywhere, and that's a big difference from a couple years ago.